Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to my tips and tricks on Thursday. My name is Lucia Visentin and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. As you hop on, do say hi. We'd love to know who's here and catch up with you. I am so sorry that I am a little bit late today. It was just one of those days, and to be honest, completely forgot it was Thursday. Just with stuff happening, and like I said, loads of stuff happening with Easter on its way. Those of you who know about the craft room, it's on its way as well. So we had a plasterer here the other day. We've got the carpenter coming tomorrow, so that's all happening now. So dealing with that, and I went down with John to work, and like I said, just completely got heaps of work done, but completely forgot that I was meant to be here at 2 o'clock. So here I am, a few hours late, but we will still get into what I was going to do, because I did want to show you, because I can't save it till next week because Easter's over. So what I was going to do is a cute little Easter basket. So I will turn you round and we'll have a little look at what we're going to do. And I'll just get you a little bit closer. Here we go. This is our cute little basket that I've just been able to put a few eggs in, and I've put a little mint bunny in them. And I've actually made multiple of these because they are all going to be as little table gifts for Easter Sunday. So I'll just empty one out actually, so then I can show you. I'll have to make sure those chocolates go back in now. Geez, that's going to be hard, isn't it? So this is a little basket here, and if I show you the back side of it is probably the easiest way. They are only small, so you can make them larger if you would like, but I really wanted tiny because I don't want them to take up too much room on the table. But when you see the measurements, it's going to be really easy to upscale if you wanted to upscale it as well. So let's just pop him on the side here. I will get my scorer and trimmer out. I will use it the right way for you, because I always use mine upside down. I'm very much an upside down girl. So paper, all we need is whatever colour cardstock you want to do it in. You need a piece that is, and I am doing this in inches because it was just heaps easier following the inches for this. My piece of paper is 5 inches, cardstock is 5 inches by 4 inches. I have another little piece of paper that is 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches. Okay, so the same as just cut it off the end of that piece there. Hello Patty, how are you? Happy Easter to you guys as well. And I have got 2 circles. Now the circles, I couldn't even tell you, yes I can, it is 1 1/4 inch. But you could have that a little bit bigger, would be fine as well. So whatever size you wanted, but I wouldn't go any smaller than 1 1/4, which is about 3.2, I would think. And that is just to cover up what you will see under here. Okay, so let's just get these little bits out of the way and we'll work on our piece of cardstock here. So I am going to score this at 1 inch on the long side. So on the 5 inch side, I'm going to score it at 1 inch intervals. Okay, so 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and 4 inch. Hello Anita, lovely to see you. Oh, I'm glad you guys are still around even. Then on the short side, so this is the 4 inch side, I'm going to score it at 1 1/2 and 2 1/2 inches. Okay, so we'll go 1 1/2 and then 2 1/2. So what we've got is a channel through the middle and then the 5 segments through here as well. Hello, Vicky. So let's just get the trimmer out of the way. So as you can see, I have passed this through an embossing folder, but I am going to score and cut it first. Good afternoon, Jackie. This nearly looks like it's a better time for you guys. So I'm going to fold and burnish all of these score lines I have done. And like, this is super, super easy. Like, I have made up 7 of them already, and they didn't take me hardly any time at all. I did fussy cut some little bunnies on this side. That was the bit that took me the longest. But I just had to have those bunnies because they were a little bit cute. So what I'm also going to do is to snip all of those lines that we have scored to that middle channel. Okay, so I'm leaving this channel here through the middle entire, so it's completely whole, but I am snipping up to that line along those score lines. And the same with the other side. I hope everyone's got some lovely family plans for over Easter. It is a cute little basket, and do you know what? I can't remember where I found it. Oh, well, I found it on YouTube, but I can't remember who did it. But I know it was from like 7 years ago or something, so it is quite an old little pattern as well. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to bring up my cut and emboss machine, and I have got my base plate and my plate number 4, and I'm going to use this plaid embossing folder, which I think suits it really well. I'm going to pop this in. Now when I pop this in, I've got these big score lines here. I'm trying to avoid these really big embossing lines here. So I'm trying to get that either side of the score line, only because I don't want to double score where I've scored. I do want to keep it, keep the integrity of the score there without making it even thinner. Okay, so we'll pop that in, fold side first, and run that through. Oh, hello, John. You must be watching from inside. And we'll get this out. Okay, so now what I want to do is, where those score lines are, is still fold them all back. Now, when you are doing this bit, you don't want to go with your bone folder again and burnish it, because like I said, you want to keep the integrity of the cardstock there. You don't want to make it any weaker and play with it any more than you have to. So that is what you have once you've done that. Oh, fancy celebrating wedding, that will be wonderful. And happy wedding anniversary to you and Ferdy as well. So what we're going to do is, this middle piece we're going to keep at the front, and these little bits we're going to bring up at the back. I'll come a little bit closer. And we want the corner of that front piece just to hit the side of that next piece there, which will form a little triangle at the top. Okay, and the same with this next piece. You're going to bring that up just so that the side hits it and we get that other little triangle. So as long as everything looks even up there, you're doing well. So I'm just going to pop a couple of little dots of glue. Now I did find I do make a bit of a gluey mess here, is the only thing. I'm not very good with glue. As in, I'm just not very neat, I don't think. So I'm just going to hold that there just for a little bit. Yeah, so there you go. I can already feel it oozing out there. Okay, so we are going to flip that over and do the same with the other side. So I'm just going to put 2 little bobs of glue on the corner there. And then I'm going to bring this one up, just so that corner hits here, and the same with the next one, just so that that corner hits as well. And just hold that down just for a little bit. Here's where you need just a little bit of patience and let it actually stick for a bit. And see how I'm getting a little bit of oozy glue there? This is where that little circle comes in handy, because it does cover a multitude of sins. So these 2 little bits we now want to fold in so that we end up with a nice straight line across the top here. You are going to have these 2 little peaks still sticking up, and those we will cut off at the end, okay? So what I'm going to do now is just pop, I hope you can see, just a little bit of glue on the side there, and a little bit of glue on the side here as well. I'm going to bring those in. And just line them up so that they're nice and straight along the top there. Okay, and then we'll do the same with this side. So I'm going to pop, let me do it this way, a little bit of glue here, and a little bit of glue here. Sorry, now I've got to turn it around the other way so I can see it better. And just hold that for a little bit as well. Okay, so now what I'm doing is just cutting those tops of those little triangles off. And that is your little basket. Okay, so what I have done is I have got these 2 little circles, and now these circles I did get from, I don't have many circle punches, so I did use the Stylish Shapes, and I used the second smallest, not the second smallest, the second largest, sorry. So that was a perfect size, and I have scored it down the centre. And let me put the lid back on that, because I probably won't use that now. And I have just put a little bit of tear and tape on the inside of that, because like I said with glue, if I have any more glue on this, I'm going to get it everywhere. And just make sure you've kind of centered that. And I've just put the tear and tape on this side, and I will explain why in a minute, you'll see, because a brad actually goes through this too. So again, that goes on there, just make sure it's centered and pop that through. Okay, then our next bit is actually punching a hole through it. So I have got my lovely little owl here with all my pins at the back, and I am just going to, do you know what, I have moved everything so much here, I don't know where the center is, so we're just going to guess. So I'm going to punch a hole through here. Now I've done this with thinner cardstock before, so this is quite thick, so just be careful that you don't pierce yourself. I do have my, here we go, they were here somewhere, take your pick tool, because I do need to make that a little bit bigger just so that the brads will go through it. I just found that the pin was just easier to get through it initially, and I don't know whether you could even do it with a hole punch. So again, with this little one here, I have just put a little bit of tear and tape at the bottom of that as well. So we can just take that off. And I'm just going to stick it to the inside here, just at the bottom of that circle and in the center of the circle. And just pierce through that as well. Okay. So once you've pierced through that, we'll just make sure there's a big enough hole that my brad will go through. That's probably the hardest part, is popping the hole through. And I have got these little white brads. They may be discontinued, I'm not sure. But I am just going to pop that through and open the back of it up. And that will just hold that in place. And then we will do the same thing with this side and pop a little hole in it. Like I said, patience I don't have. I just want it to go through straight away. It's not going to happen straight away, is it? There you go. And we'll give it a little bit of a wiggle with the, so I'm just using the pointy end of the Take Your Pick tool. And just giving it a bit of a wiggle in there just to make that hole a little bit larger. And then I am actually putting a needle through it, which is quite thick. But we are going to stick our other side of our handle down. And again, we're just attaching that just to the bottom of that circle. And make sure that we pierce through that as well. So a nice little hole in there. And then we can get our little brad and pop him through. See, then the brad goes through nice and easily. And there you go. That is how easy it is. Like super, super simple. Yeah, I think when it comes to card making, I am. Like, I like things. I like quick projects. I'm not one for spending too much time on things. I think it's a throwback from my dressmaking days where I used to do wedding dresses and they would take me months. Whereas now I'm kind of the other way round, and the quicker I can get something done, the better. So then, like I said, what I have done is I've just fussy cut some of the little bunnies out of the Storybook Moments paper, and the Easter greetings is from the that same set, and some of them I've done a little bit different. I've put the greetings down the side because the Easter greetings was a little bit short. I'll have to show you the first one I did, which I actually hid. It says Easter greeting instead of greetings, but you know what? Hopefully no one's watching this and they won't realise tomorrow on Sunday when they actually receive them. So that is my little basket. And like I said, to make it larger, as long as this channel here, you've got that central, and just do your cuts at, make sure you've got the 4 cuts and they're even as well. It wouldn't really matter what size it was, like if they were 1.5 inches, and that would make it quite a bit bigger then, or do centimetres, so then you've got more wiggle room then with your centimetres as well. So that is it for today. Like I said, nice and quick. real red would be good. Yeah, that pin could be quite dangerous. You're right, Jackie. I'm pretty practiced with pins, and I'm also very used to pricking myself too, because that happened often as I was sewing. Not so much on the wedding dresses though, because white wedding dresses and blood do not mix at all, let me tell you. So I do have my class coming up, which registration is open for, and I am using the Impressions of Bloom. That is one of my cards that we will be making in the class. So if anyone is interested and would like to register, there is still plenty of time to register for that. I think I've got till the end of end of this month. I think the 28th, I think, is the date that I said that it was closing. $45, 4 cards, all by mail. You receive everything that you need. And you can also purchase the PDF if you like, and just the PDF and do it on your own as well. You'll still get the class as well as in the online class too. So that is that one there. I do want to wish everyone a very happy Easter. Like I said, I hope everyone gets to spend a little bit of family time, and there's lots of little people around, which always make it so much nicer. We've got big people, but we've still decided, or when I say we, I've still decided we're doing an Easter egg hunt and a few other things, so we'll still make it fun for them anyway. And like I said, that's for, 20 and 22-year-olds, but that's okay. So have a lovely weekend. If you don't celebrate Easter, have a gorgeous long weekend at least anyway. I will be back on Monday night, so everyone take care, enjoy, eat as much chocolate as you can fit in, because I know I will be. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye.